Come on, man.
I'm international, bro.
It's a social media hour. If you're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, this is a show for you. Got Mark Kaigwa, who runs a company called Nendo. Look it up if you want strategy, if you want storytelling, if you want the history of social media. Because this man, walking, talking encyclopedia. And the man in the middle, half my age, more followers than me. 583,000 as opposed to my what?
I don't know.
77?
I forgot.
I'm coming. I have a suggestion for you. Between you and I, the first one to 1 million followers, the first one to 1 million, whether it's you or me,
Sure.
we make a bet, and what you do, whoever gets there first, asks their followers for 10 shillings each. 10 shillings. So if you have 1 million followers, you get 10 million shillings. The next person has 900 and change, get 9 million shillings.
Okay.
That money towards a charity.
It's a game.
Are you on?
I'm on. I'm gonna do you a good one.
I'm the witness.
I'm gonna do another one.
I'll hold you guys to it.
Let's do Instagram. Instagram. It's the fastest rising social media platform in Kenya. It's rising really fast. Apart from social media marketing and being this influencer, I have a company, Crescent 360, that we do social media listening, strategy, consultancy, and most importantly, training. We do a lot of training for companies and whatnot.
Okay,
so,
how different is Instagram?
Instagram is different because unlike Twitter, it's not limited to 140 characters. You can write a whole long story on it. And it's good, it's just simple, just like or comment. It's as simple as that. So you like and you comment. You know, pictures speak 1,000 words. So that is why the popularity. And it's really popular among the young guys. And I'm fortunate enough to be among the most followed, if not actually, I think Eric Omondio Huda is the most followed in Kenya, if I'm not wrong. No, Lupita with 2 million on Instagram.
Lupita. Who's in town?
Who's in town.
She's trending.
So we were talking about Instagram.
Yes.
100,000 followers. First one to hit. I think we'll do 10 shillings as well.
How many do you have right now?
I have around 56.
How many do I have? Like 2,000? Less than?
Okay, let's go to 500,000 then. Let me give you time to catch up.
Mark. In the beginning, Kenyans didn't have their own trending platform or whatever you call it, right? What was that?
Right. So if you look back before 2000 and actually 2013, if you look to that time that I mentioned when we started, 2009, 2010, 2011, essentially the early days of digital media here as a whole, and certainly the internet is quite nascent in the fact that, of course, 3G signals were being rolled out at the time, and you had people getting more accustomed to what it means not just to consume on the internet, but to create as well, and that shift itself is something I would encourage everybody watching in their own way. So as much as you've mentioned 3 social networks now, certainly if you're a business professional out there or you run a company, you must be thinking about not only your own website, but certainly avenues such as LinkedIn, where you can connect with other business professionals. So it warrants a mention in that regard. Now, if you go back, Twitter never gave any city in Africa, and certainly not Kenya at the time, a list of localized trending topics, which is how we know that in this case, Xtian Dela on JKL is trending today. So what happened at the time is that Kenyans genuinely would have to aim to become a worldwide trending topic to even appear and actually know, to have that actual belief that all of these tweets, all of these times we're mobilizing together. So someone tells CNN, in the case where Kenyans got CNN to apologize for misreporting a story, was a global trending topic where even Americans were like, what has CNN done?
With how many numbers? Are we talking 10,000? Are we talking?
We're talking anything from 5,000 to 20, 30,000 tweets, right? And beyond.
Yes.
And in this case, what happened in 2010 in particular was that one up-and-coming electro-funk band by the name of Just a Band put out, as they often did at the time, a creative and very thought-provoking music video. And it starred at that time what was has now since become a cult classic icon in Kenyan digital culture, according to what we've seen, and Africa's first viral sensation. This is for a music video and a song called Hahe by Just a Band, and the character is Mark Mende. And you might recognize this character. It's a gentleman who walks these streets nowadays, but with the red bow tie and the kung fu moves, it tapped into what Generation Y in Kenya, those who had grown up in and come of age to where technology was becoming a thing, especially in urban areas, they all saw the potential.
And it blew up, didn't it?
And it blew up, went global. And so at that time, what it meant was a local Kenyan icon, who's just tapping into what we know about culture and what people grew up watching, the kung fu movies, the African-American movies, as well as Chuck Norris, who is a global actor, and the way that people globally refer to him is they say he can do all these magical and crazy feats.
Correct.
And so people saw, okay, Makmende, you know, can pocket with no clothes, to give a very bad example, right? And so people would now come with all these outlandish statements. So whether you were in Thailand or the US or Europe or South Africa, people got what Makmende was. They found their favorite lines from Chuck Norris and other places and got very creative. And we had something that went from, it was actually on the front cover of the Wall Street Journal online at the time.
Wow.
And this is just a band who just, again, made a creative music video, put it out, but it proved to Kenyans something. If we get around an idea, we can actually make the whole world take notice, and the CNNs have come to bear this, and certainly so many other brands, and we've come to become known across Africa as a very ambitious, very creative, and very active crowd. And the challenge to everybody watching is take part, have your seat, and watch internet history unfold.
Can you be a spectator? Can you be on Twitter and you're watching everyone else, you're watching the trends, you're watching the conversation. Can you just be a spectator in the stadium?
I would challenge anybody watching like this and say this, and I'm sure he's actually one such example where he's taken it and applied it how Xtian Dela wants to. Now everybody out there will choose, because in this day and age now, anywhere you send your CV to nowadays, right? People are going to receive that, but they also are going to look for what you could call your Google CV. They'll see what does the internet have to say about you? What content is out there? And this could be private content, could be public, could be personal, but you need to own that. And what that means is you're just saying you're going to be proactive. So instead of, for example, an egg, as you mentioned, for an avatar or a profile picture, you choose to have some kind of picture of yours, because God knows there's enough digital cameras in this city alone, and phones, and selfies, that there's at least one good picture. If not, head out to a studio that you like, ask them to give it to you on a flash disk, and just start by just saying, these are my names in the order that I like them written. This is a little about me. This is where I've spent my career. Because I think, especially for leaders now, the next 5 years will be very different to the previous 5. And you need to own your space on the internet.
Xtian, what about those people who get on Twitter, who get on Facebook, but not under their names, they're on pseudonyms?
Pseudonyms?
Yeah. I mean, come on. You're not proud of yourself? You're not... what is it?
I think, what are you trying to do? Because I'm Xtian Dela, that's not my name.
No, that's fine, that's fine. People know you as Xtian Dela.
It's my brand.
And Mandela, you know, Mandela, I noticed, Spot Mandela.
It relates. Actually, the name has a meaning for a lot of people who don't know. I'm a Christian. And in the book of Psalms, it says, do not touch my anointed one. Xtian basically means Christian. But I choose to call it Xtian rather than Christian, because I believe I'm a Christian who's marked. And you know the letter X is used to mark a place. That's why Xtian. Dela comes from a second name, Mandela. So Xtian Dela, a Christian who's marked, who's called Mandela. That is why.
That's deep.
Thank you very much.
That's deep.
Coming back to the whole thing about pseudonyms and everything, it all borders on professionalism. As he said, you need to have a good picture. You need to have, because right now corporates are looking at your online CV. Before I see the CV you've sent to me through your email, I need to go online and search, and Google search, and Instagram search, and you know, one of the most powerful search engines right now, apart from Google, is Twitter. You can go on Twitter right now and search Jeff Koinange, and search any name that you can think about.
And all the tweets that I've...
they come in. One thing people always forget is that they think the internet forgets. The internet never, ever forgets.
So if you're abusing Safaricom, if you're abusing the corporates, and then you apply for a job later on, and this is for your, you know, your generation.
Yes.
The kids now who are abusing the networks, they're going to be applying for jobs later, aren't they?
Believe you me, it hit me really hard. When I was joining Twitter, I had that hype. I was still young and stupid, I must say, thinking that I can attack each and every corporate. Later on, I didn't know that this was going to become my business. So it hit me really hard. And after I won the Social Media Award Kenya, the Soma Awards 2014, they actually launched like two days ago for the 2015.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
After I won that...
I was there at Safari Park.
Oh.
Yeah. I was wondering, who's this guy? Who's Xtian, man?
After I won, I sat down with the guys. They taught me about professionalism, about how to articulate myself, how to present myself. If you go on my Instagram right now, at Xtian Dela, if you go to my Facebook, my Twitter, it is clearly stated, this is my online bio, this is my professional picture. So that a client comes there, they see this is a serious person. Each and everything I tweet must be researched, must be articulate, must be professional, must be true.
And no typos.
No typos. Rule number one when it comes to Twitter.
Yes.
Start your sentences using a capital letter. I learned that. very simple things, but they're very professional. You need to be professional. So using the pseudonyms and hiding, thinking you can hit the likes of Safaricom, the Airtel, the KTNs, and the whatnot, it doesn't help.
It'll come back.
It will come back to you. And after winning the social media award, I cleaned all that app, and I'm proud to say that I'm working with big brands, the Coca-Colas, the DSTVs, the MTVs,
making money.
Definitely making money with me and my company.
I'll tell you something actually, just on that.
Yep.
So in the A to Z of Kenyan Twitter,
yes.
G is actually, and it's a slightly derogatory term, so it was contentious, but when we put it to a vote, this stood head and shoulders above, is grammar Nazi. and grammar Nazi, it's more an internet term as opposed to anything really to do. So take it more figuratively than literally, if you will.
Nazi.
But that speaks to this idea that in this age of the internet, you have spell check, you have all these ways that somebody can go about making sure that they are typographically and grammatically correct. And so people don't generally tend to forgive brands, businesses, leaders, or anybody who tends to make any kind of error.
And there are police out there. There are
there's certainly people who that's their joy, is to find you out, take a screenshot so that the day you delete it, they can bring it back up and remind you of your place that you genuinely need.
Before we go to a break, we got to give credit to a guy who really put Twitter, internet on the map.
On the map.
Robert Dela,
Yeah.
Westgate 2013. Right, Mark?
So Westgate, I think, was certainly a very dark time for us as a nation, and for us, you know, as we go out there and we work with organizations like Twitter, like Facebook, and global partners interested in understanding for a country like ours, this is one of the single most significant digital events worldwide, because in terms of terror attacks, it's one of the first times we've seen the terrorists using Twitter in real time as a terror attack is happening. You have, of course, everyday Kenyans here, citizen journalists, people who are in the right place or the wrong place at a particular time. And then you have the government also. So everybody's trying to manage perception, and really people were caught in the crossfire of what was both the terrorists taunting people, and of course the government trying to manage expectations and say we are in control, and so on and so forth. And so people can look and see real people who put out real tweets during Westgate, and some unfortunately passed away during that time. But what we noticed studying that and analyzing really our entire country, from citizen journalists to actual traditional media houses, was that this time itself can teach us so much, one, about security, but two, about the flow of information. So in the case of Robert, as you said, we've chronicled this, it's certainly very well documented online. One of the things that happened was that he became a key kind of middle person or neutral source of information, such that even there's people that after it had taken place and we had pretty much assumed it had ended, there were people who did not believe it had ended, at least in this case, until he had said so.
Until a lie said it's over.
Right. So you have people on both sides, and that again, it's been documented even in newspapers across the world. So this is not Mark saying, it's very well documented. But what it teaches us is that we're in an age now that if anything happens, you have your point of view, you have certainly whoever's on the opposite side, but the people in the middle make the difference.
Incredible. Incredible. Wow. And it's happening in our time, and in real time. Gentlemen, I want to take a break, come back, talk about, so can Twitter, can Facebook, can social media influence the next election?
Definitely.
Are you the Raila of the internet?
I don't do politics. I have a clean brand.
But you're following, man.
I'm Kenyan, definitely.
Can you translate that into votes?
I can't comment on anything politics. I'm not political. I deal with brands that are non-partisan. Okay. So I can't.
And also, let's talk about making money. People want to, can you make money from what you all do? Can you make money?
It is a living.
At Xtian Dela, at M. Kaigwa, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag is Xtian Dela on JKL. I'm going to read your tweets, I promise, after this break. So much to talk about. I tell you, time flies when you're having fun. And this generation, you guys Generation Y, is that what you guys are? So what are we?
You might be a baby boomer. It depends.
Hey,
I have to know how old you are.
What is K in the alphabet? What is K?
K is actually for Kenya Power. because think about it, you can't tweet without them. I'll leave it there.
What's Y?
Y is Julius Yego.
Yego.
Taught himself how to throw the javelin on YouTube.
Yes.
So a man who's used technology, and certainly we credit him with that.
I love it. You got to put it out there. You got to let people know how they can get on this alphabet thing. Keep tweeting. JKL takes another break. We'll be back in a moment.